So, hello and welcome everybody. Let me fix up things and then we're going to go for a new chapter with Orb of Creation. Looking forward to that. So, what's new? I unlocked a lot of different things in the last run, and let's catch up again. So, skill passive gain, pretty important. Let's just keep those maximum numbers lower. Or, no, let's use the stuff before it runs full. More urns of holding. Skill is it's reaching its max capacity quite quickly. Hey, Night Rogue, welcome. So, how are you? Hope you're feeling fine. I'm really late today, so it's been hell of an evening though, so I really don't mind. I'm happy that I'm around today. Okay, so we can, I think if I remember correctly, increasing the capacities was the big deal right now. Hey Witch, hi there. Well, except for the chill out time starting too late today, it's been pretty great. I don't know, whole day was a bit uppity, like, I didn't realize that I had to start earlier today, and then my son didn't find his sleep until what, 10:30 p.m. and therefore our entire evening started a little bit later, so that's why I'm so late with the stream today as well, but whatever. I'm happy that I'm around, and I learned a new modificator for my spells, although small is one that we're not going to use that much right now. Hey, well, I'm yeah, I think I answered the question for you as well, which I hope you guys had a better evening than me as well, though. It's been pretty annoying at times today. Like, there's nothing more annoying on this planet than almost 5-year-old children denying their need for sleep. You know, if you don't know, now you know. And if you didn't know, I'm glad you didn't know. You didn't miss out anything. Usually I'm streaming while you're at work, yeah. That's the wonderful thing about this channel. Whenever I stream, it's going to be beneficial for somebody who's watching me, because, you know, since you guys are all spread all over the world, there's always somebody around who's happy to catch me. It's quite nice, you know. Let's keep spamming those materials. I also learned to create structures the last time, but for that, we're going to need more paper. Let's work on that. And on craftsmanship. Yeah. Yeah, alright. I see which you can't totally relate. He's been always like that. He never had an easy access to sleep, and therefore isn't the entire time has always been this struggle with us trying to get him to bed, and you know, I'm really happy when we finally reach that point where he learns that going to bed ain't that bad, you know. One day it will. One day it will. So, let's slap out the Conjure Spark, mostly because I have to learn more about that. I don't think that I'm able to buy anything anymore out of that, am I? Well, we can't buy Agility. Why not? I mean, Agility is stronger crits, but most importantly, cooldowns. Cooldowns are a pretty nifty trait to have, so... Yep, I hear you. Sleep is a very, very valuable good. The older you get, the more you realize it. As weird as it might sound. So, form study. Mold space into a large area where one can do effective research. Why can't I remember that? I love this game. It always comes up with things where I'm like, was that around the last time when I was here? Let's see. Let's increase our capacity accordingly, and let's see. I want to craft some more paper. I need to spam more wood creation. How's that, by the way? Yeah, I want to upgrade that as well. I know it did cost me some knowledge, but luckily I got this artifact creating knowledge for me passively now. So, now I got templates for days. I don't know what I need them for yet, but we're going to use it one day or later. This game has a shocking amount of depth to it. We're only scraping the surface. Oh, I felt like the last time when I was playing this, when I hit the spot where alchemy came in, things got quite overwhelming quite quickly. And didn't I just oh, I think I just landed a spell crit and I didn't notice. Yeah, whatever. I was waiting for the upgrade there, and now I even derped that. It's all fine. It's just a minute of cooldown that I just wasted. It's been a long day. Gotta be forgiving to myself. So, let's crack out some more thaumaturgy. And I gotta be using that with spell. And the thaumaturgy generator has a level up. Requires 140 thaumaturgy. Can't store 89. Barely. Alright. So, there we go. The next spellcast will be better. Conjure space. How about an upgrade here as well, eh? Would appreciate. Gotta say, I truly adore the soundtrack of this game. I feel like this game as a whole is one of the most recommendable, wholesome games that I've played in the last couple of years. It has something enthralling in a positive way. So, got the 400 knowledge. Where was the shopping thing again? Here, form study. So, what did I learn out of that? It's always the most wonderful part when you have to find out what the hell did I unlock just now. Here, research station. Oh, development. Yeah, I remember development. Oh, I cannot cast the next level of Conjure Spark anymore. You see, that's where this game takes you. You upgrade a spell, and all of a sudden you can't cast it anymore because it's too hefty. So we gotta upgrade our mana capacity again to be able to generate a spark again, but it's okay. Soon spark will generate passively. And luckily with that artifact here, it's a lot easier than ever to generate knowledge. I like that. Ever since that item, I don't need the spell to generate knowledge anymore. I like that. I also feel like my mana regeneration ain't kicking it. Oh, if I have enough thaumaturgy online, I actually get enough capacity together. Look at that. But we're going to crack open a little bit more of that wisdom. So, crackling infusion. Yeah, that's the next milestone. I could have learned that during the last crit if I didn't derp it out. Yeah. Now, let's go. Let's go, my little spark. Wonderful. Now we have a passive income of that stuff, and things got a lot easier. So, I still needed the Conjure Spark spell if I want to create really large amounts, because if I remember correctly, you can't go over that cap for a short moment. It will decay very, very quickly, the overcap, but it is possible to overcharge your capacities in this game as well. Overall, this is one fine magic simulator. And to all of you who don't want to spend money for it, if I remember correctly, you just have to look up Orb of Creation via Google, and the last time I checked it, the browser-based version was still free to play. So the Steam version is more like donating something to the creator, which is totally awesome to do, because I feel like really well deserved, but just wanted to mention that. So, the research station, let's see, I got development capacity. Do I need something else to get that? Here, research. Now we're cooking. Research is a really big thing. So first, in the first step, we're just going to consume here now 100 units of knowledge to unlock research as a whole, and then we're going to be able to develop ourselves. Well, this is like specialized studies what we have available here. Alrighty. In the meantime, let's craft ourselves more paper, but first increase the craftsmanship. Craftsmanship increases the yield per crafting process, and that's quite important. You want to get as much as possible out of your wood, you know? So, let's see. We have a book for more mana regen and spark regen, and I got a book for more capacities. Both are pretty important looking, but let's start out with just 2 of each. So, research stage gained. So I gotta do the same thing again now. And as you see here, up here I have development points as a new resource. These are generated at the research station, I think. No, it's only the capacity. How do I generate that? Raw rate. Yeah, well, I think I don't have any skill yet to do so. Pretty sure that this will be the case. I feel like I want to play around with my workshop more now. And with the research stations. Well, it's sure nice to have some overcap, but it ain't that important now that I think more closely about it. So, this one I can't afford yet. This one... It's going to be quite hard if I consume all the generated space for new wood. I could be upgrading that wood spell again. Well, let's see. More proficiency would be consuming my knowledge as well. Some more of these. What's there? Oh, I don't have an amulet yet. Alright, definitely want to go for that then. The Resonate Jewel is awesome. It just makes your spells cheaper, and that alone is, in the early stages of the game, a wonderful quality. So what do we have here? Auto research is the upgrade I'm looking for. This increases my income a bad. Hey, Nicholas, hi there. So happy to see you. Just chilling out with the Orb of Creation after a long and tiresome day. So, what to do with my space? Increase sorcery. That sounds like a great idea. Oh, now I remember. I wanted to upgrade that spell, so let's try to keep that in my head for once. Burning through my mana really quickly too, so gonna do something about that as well. Yeah, let's slap out more wisdom for now. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that I can do to help. Is this similar to Cookie Clicker? Yes and no. Actually, Cookie Clicker is a very good comparison because Cookie Clicker also has a lot of active gameplay in it. But it's different insofar that you don't have to click that much on the same spot. Like Cookie Clicker really has some tap marathon things. Here you have a much more diverse setup. You have lots of resources. You have to figure out what kind of spells you want to play. So the games are very different, but they have one common denominator. They have a lot of active gameplay. But with Orb of Creation, the longer you play it, you'll notice that there's almost nothing idle at it anymore. Once you're done with your stuff on one end of your magic laboratory, something else on the other end is done and needs your attention again. And it's a wonderful pace of back and forth motion where you feel constantly busy in a good way. At least that's been my experience with the game. And it ain't done yet. It's constantly getting better. So, let's upgrade the Conjure Space spell. I hope I can afford it now. 4,400. The numbers grow pretty heavily the more you upgrade your spells. So, one thing is for sure, these upgrades were probably the last upgrades for quite some time. So, effective research. So now we can do real fun things. Now we can improve our skill in a certain field of magic. Artificer, nature magic, influencing our wood production. Scholar, influencing our knowledge production, and so on and so forth. That's a pretty. That's one of my favorite parts of the game where I get the feeling as if I'm really starting to study magic for real. Whoever is behind that game really has a wonderful feeling for flair. Hey Kage, wonderful to see you. I really appreciated your comment already, read pretty much through it, and I've been tinkering around on my engineer the better part of the day today. While my son was busy not wanting to go to bed, I was busy tinkering on my dude there, and lots of progression. You had a lot of good pointers that helped me, and well, there's going to be another stream soon with some reworks. Very, very positively surprised about the character class in total. So let's increase our capability a bit to get more capacities there. What I actually wanted to say, your tips helped me to crank out a lot more DPS and resilience yet again. Although I will say goodbye to Aeolian in the long run, because I don't see that thing as a vital part to the strategy. I overestimated the value of the ultimate spell, and I'm going to see what I'm going to do instead. Just always very happy to see you taking so much time and thought for your comments. Really appreciate that. So we are at pretty much the cap for our thaumaturgy. Can I do something about that? Not quite right now, hey? So advanced bookcases. Now that sounds like the stuff we're going to need. Advanced construction. So I need a capacity of 500 knowledge. Let's work on that. Shouldn't be too hard. That's done. And I want to do something with all that insane amount of thaumaturgy. So let's see. Alteration. Well, it was a big game breaker for me that you let me know that even though the engineer does manipulate the bomb's dominant stat, the automatically applied bomb is still determined by speed. I had no clue if you hadn't told me, so that really helped me out. I'm gonna make something out of that information, you know. So, keen intellect. We have now a upgrade on intellect, and if I saw that correctly, keen intellect was now, yeah. It's basically just generating way more knowledge than before, so I have now a bigger passive generation there. So what do I want to get on over here? Conjure spell power increase. Yeah, let's level up some dexterity. I'm in. And, well, comprehension. Yeah, comprehension ain't bad either, so we level our stuff a tad bit faster. At the beginning of it, I invested most of my thaumaturgy into intellect, but that's no longer that important. So. Alright, so that's the only catalyst I got right now to increase my thaumaturgy capacity, so better stick to it. And we want this. So, as a matter of fact, I should actually just stop spending knowledge for a moment, and then that should be a no-brainer. So let's spam out spells that don't spend knowledge, and do things that don't spend knowledge. Let's see, what do we have here? I'd need 50 thaumaturgy for the first part of the research here. For 20 seconds. Let's do that as quick as possible. These researches here are really unlocking powerful stuff. Well, my plan so far, Kage, was that I wanted to see if I can't max out speed on the frontmost critter. So I have one dude applying a strong bomb at the beginning of the fight, and then, well, Great Daddy has a bias for speed, I guess. It doesn't hurt my strategy too much, but it will amplify the Alpha Strike by a lot. So, but I hear you. I really hear you. Because if I understood things correctly, it only influences the first bomb of the fight. After that, it will always be determined by the strongest stat that the applying creature has. So I think I should be fine with that. I hope so, at least. So, bad news is we have to do that another time. But after that, let's see. We get a much higher thaumaturgy capacity, and wisdom and resilience will scale up in effect. So, wisdom and resilience. So more base mana and more mana regeneration. So yeah, all things that I really need right now. So, well, I'm full. I don't like that, but we're going to last through that for a moment there. So yeah. So I guess I'll bite the bullet and just max out speed on the frontmost critter, or put a critter frontmost that has a lot of speed, and we should be good to go. Although it's very, very anti-intuitive. Like I said, without your help, I don't think I would have come up with that by myself. So we are now able to refine our paper into thaumic scrolls. Automagic tomes are the next level of magicking, because this is the first thing that will generate thaumaturgy for us passively. Great stuff. And the thaumic volume is a huge capacitor for thaumaturgy, just like I had that in my memory. Okay, so lots of things to unlock, hey? I like this game. So for my space generation, it's really important that I just keep scaling up so I can build the next world aspect slot. Can't remember what that'll unlock. I think alchemy. I think alchemy is the next thing we're going to unlock. Oh, I thought it was the leftmost creature whose stats were determining that. Alright. Good to know, thanks. Okay. So the next thing I want is the auto research. Requires a knowledge capacity of 600. So that will require some scholars books. Okay. Let's generate ourselves some wood. The thaumic scrolls, though, are really, really damn costly from my current point of view. It's 20 paper and 400 knowledge. That's the majority of my current capacity. Oh yeah, Opus Magnum is a game that I actually always wanted to play, but I was too stingy to buy it myself. But, well, most Zachtronic games look like something I would like to play for a while, but then find it too difficult and never get deeper into it. Because there is a limit to my puzzling capacities, you know. If some game puzzles my brain too hard, I'm dropping the ball, you know. Alright, so I got 0.02 paper to view. Okay. So now we have the 600 of that. And now we need to clutter out 20 paper. The wood generation does eat up my space generation, though, quite heavily. That's very important. Thanks, Kari. That really helps me out. And yeah, that's a problem with puzzle games for me. If they are too easy, they bore me out. But if they are too hard, I'm also fleeing. You know, it's a bit of a problem. But I did notice that the older I grew, the more patience I developed for games like these. That's one thing I did notice. And I didn't notice that much when I was 15 years younger from here, that it was a lack of patience, as a matter of fact. and not so much intelligence like I always thought. It's just very, very hard to stay patient on a complex topic. Requires quite some diligence, you know. So, expert wizardry unlocked. Jenner, hi there. So happy to see you, folks. So, did the expert thaumaturgy unlock anything new anywhere? I don't think it did. Auto magic accelerator. Or maybe here. So, Scholar's skill. New Scholar's staff effect. Plus skill. Oh, I need to level up proficiency to that point. Totally want that. Yeah. That's usually the point when I look up a walkthrough or a guide when I got that insane need of progression, and then that's the point where I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be playing this actually if I can't even play it without a guide, and that's usually the last stage before I drop those demanding puzzle games, when I realize that I don't feel capable to solve it without outside help, and then I'm gone. Alright, I obviously can't craft paper without spending all my skill right now, and I want to get proficiency to level 12 before I spend any more skill, because this is going to be quite good to have that. Until then, let's just spend my knowledge for other things. Can't I increase my memory as well? Yes, I can. Let's do that for once. Passive memory generation is pretty big now. So let's see our research. How about our next topic? What will it be? So, space generation per second increase. Wood capacity. Expert nature would be, but no, I don't even have the necessary resource for that. Expert scholar. More capacity, more intellect and comprehension effect. So, intellect, yes. Comprehension, yes, why not? You do, you, Jenner. I looked up Greyhack the other day, and it's one of those games where I'm like feeling a little bit sorry for myself that I never learned coding, and it itches me a little bit to learn coding with a game like that, but I think not with my current time budget. Maybe when my little boy is a little bit less needy in the evening hours and I actually have some more free time at my hands again. But as of late, free time is one of my scarcest resources, you know. Well, which idle game you're playing right now, Kage? Alright, let's go for the proficiency. One more level and we're good to go. Meanwhile, I'm going to stock up on research stations. I just realized that they only cost me wood, and while they right now don't yield me too much return, later they're going to be useful when I got auto research. Well, Night Rogue, I do work on I want to look out for a chat-based idle game or anything like that for my Twitch streams. I just haven't found the time to look for something. I know that there are pretty amazing chatbots that can do pretty nifty things. Let's see. I thought that would be a funny thing, considering how much idle gaming I stream lately. How about Storm? Yeah, let's put Storm in between. I like the idea of that. Evolve. I love Evolve. Evolve is one of my absolute favorite games. It's, yeah. Let's say I'm down that rabbit hole too. Fine, it's a fine coincidence to find you there as well. Orbital Decay Challenge. I haven't even heard about that. Is that the new one? Is that something newer? Because I haven't played Evolve since quite a while. The newest development that I had was the True Path, and then there was some other challenge mode that I haven't played there yet. It's only been out a few weeks. Okay, I'm relieved. Because I'm right now working on my on more harmony crystals and more dark energy and more achievement points, because I kind of like ran into a soft wall where I realized that I didn't do enough challenges and achievement runs, and yeah, right now I'm sitting in the evil words and grinding out the angels and, you know, shit and rainbows and the like. Alright. So, what up next? I got a lot of resource stacked up right now. Oh yeah, I remember now. I wanted that. So, this is the next milestone there. So let's not touch skill for a moment longer. Line on these. That sounds like a great one. I think the rewards will be pretty spicy too. I mean, Evolve always had really good rewards for those challenges. It's also possible too. Well, I haven't played True Path a single time yet because everything I heard from afar told me that I'm not ready for it yet in my current development stage. I'll be featuring Evolve on my Twitch channel someday in the future as well. Ooh, that's fancy. So you can finally choose what kind of planet you play on. That's pretty cool. So let's fetch up some aptitude and do something with all that accumulating space. 1 urn of expansion, 1 urn of holding. Well, don't spoiler me about True Path. I really wanted to enjoy it when I do it the first time. Please, please. Evolve is one game where I actually avoid reading the Wikipedia or anything regarding progression wherever I can, because it's one game that I really enjoy exploring slowly. Surely, you surely understand what I mean with that. So, I should start clapping out spells again. We got a upgrade for the Scholar's Staff, so whenever I cast a spell, I get now knowledge and skill, so... That's a nice progression now, I think. Yeah, I read a few things here and there, and really looking forward to that. I know that that not everybody would think like me. That's why I mentioned it regarding spoilers. I think not everybody would consider spoilers in an idle game as something. But I guess I'm just wired like that. So I got the 20 paper that I wanted. But do I really want to go auto research? I don't think so. I really think I want to have my first Thaumic Scrolls. How many do I need? So I need 2 Thaumic Scrolls for the automatic tome, Or 3 for the thermic volume. The thermic volume ain't that important. The automatic tome is way more useful to begin with. So let's just keep tinkering. One neat thing about the thermic scrolls is they also generate mana capacity. So ooh, Nicholas, bam! That's a streak of bad luck, man. Well, I would, if that would be me, I would be also assuming that it might be something about the model. If it happened, if the same problem happens that in such a rapid succession, you know. So, I need to empty my knowledge somewhere. Let's clap out more sorcery. Sorcery turns out to be quite cost inefficient at this point. I bet that we will see some nice upgrade for that as well. So let's use some rest. How is that? You gain extra mana regeneration if you don't cast a spell for 12 seconds. It's better than it sounds. Alright. So what to do with all that thaumaturgy again? Yeah, let's go for some more intellect. Never hurts to be smarter, I guess. Oh boy, 20 paper are at this point of the game right now really a pretty big piece of work, sadly. So, improves your crafting skill. Oh yeah, definitely should work on that. Sure sounds helpful. So, I can increase my storm knowledge there. I don't need to do much about that. Oh man, that sounds horrible. Hope you'll have some good luck now with your future laptops, man. As the geek I am, I really feel you. Though, I got more spark capacity, but I also have now more passive generation. That's a good thing. So let's slap out one Conjure Spark spell. And let's buy some energetic infusion out of that. Also should be learning Surge soon. It's pretty laughable that I haven't learned it yet. So let's go for some more comprehension while we're at it. And some extra resilience. Why not? So, practiced craft. Well, 288, quite a lot. Well, it's worth the wait though. I'm saving up some wood for that occasion as well. As long as I keep spamming spells, we're going to get there quite quickly too. There we go. So, let's see. Difference. I have a crafting power of 1.44, and now it's 1.5. Sounds like not too much, but it will also upgrade all subsequent upgrades of the skill, so it is quite useful to have that. And all these improvements that look so small, they really do matter when you rack them up. Hence the name incremental game. So, another urn of urns? Hell yeah. So, space capacity has reached the 1K mark. We go in places. I also feel like my spells need an upgrade again. Okay. So, Onyx Scroll incoming. I bet that I'm going to, or I'm already able to, let's see. Oh yeah, there's a lot of spells available. Ah, yeah. So, there are also spells for crafting and lots of other useful things, but luckily I didn't miss out on anything yet because I do lack all the proficiencies so far. Okay. So, let's learn Surged. Surged allows me to put some spark cost into the spell and increase the chance of critting and increase the power of crits. I rarely use that glyph. Maybe I should, but with this game you can really do a lot of tinkering with your spells. Every time I play this game further down the road, I get that feeling that I only scratch the tip of the iceberg of all the possibilities that you have. You know. Alright, so let's research the Expert Scholar. Definitely no problem anymore. And, well, let's see. What does it cost to upgrade my Conjure Wood spell? Not too much. Getting better. So. Alright. That's more like it. Definitely does drain my mana faster as well, but, guess there's always a price to pay. So, but the good news, I can use that paper to increase my mana regen again, so let's do that a bit. I'm now in the golden age of crafting, you know. Hence the title of today's episode. So, let's see. Thalmic Synergy requires notes. Automatic Accelerator requires notes. Greater Craft requires capability and craftsmanship. Okay. Well, let's increase proficiency a tad bit more. Never hurts to have more passive generation of skill. Okay. So, upgrade on Expand Magic. I'm down. And I would also love to increase my knowledge capacity for real. Right now it feels like I'm only doing a very, very weak increase there. Knowledge feels like it's always hitting the capacity. So I was able to either go for memory, that's one thing, or Scholar's Books, that's the other thing. Let's go for some books and memory. Let's just be smart and do both things. And meanwhile, just increase some craftsmanship as well. Because it just pays off to increase the ratio there. And then another Scholar's Book. As much as I wanted to build all the other books as well, but one thing at a time. So, let's see. This spell now is only 2,600 mana. That's really not costly at all. I expected a way heavier cost increase there. But knowledge is filling yet again very, very fast. Trying to keep up with my knowledge generation, but it ain't that easy as it seems. So, let's see. More wood capacity. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea too. So... yeah, let's keep increasing the craftsmanship there. I like the idea of that. And yeah, why not aptitude? Also pays off in the long run, you know. Also quite a good moment to go for another energetic infusion in between. Alright, so... we're gonna go for another Scholar's Book. Dwarf Fortress in the background. Also a fine choice. Now, every level of craftsmanship is worth so much. Oh yeah, notes. Notes also increase mental resource capacity. So my resources have different labels. That's an elemental resource. It's spark. Knowledge is a mental resource. Skill is a mental resource. Resource. So notes are something to store your knowledge on. Did you know? Alright. Okay, let's crack out more spark. Few ranks of extra agility. So crackling infusion can be upgraded for 1,000 spark. Wow. Okay. But it's just a flat-out upgrade of the old skill, so there's nothing too fascinating about it. So, well, let's go for a bit more books. So, augment table tier 2 doesn't cut it either. Oh, efficient rune. Requires my dexterity on level 15. So, also I'm doing not right to not use dexterity more. Dexterity is really good. It increases the power of my conjurations. And wood and space creation are both conjurations. Basically, every spell that creates something physical is a conjuration. And by now I do have a lot of these. So, let's go Expert Scholar. That's going to help a lot as well. Let's see. Will be also, I think, the point where I'm able to learn some new spell. So, Brainstorm. Channeled for up to 8 seconds, minus 64 spark, and, okay. This basically transforms Spark into knowledge and thaumaturgy. Simple enough. So we're gonna go for another loadout here. Let's just play around with that for once. So I would say a heavy modded Conjure Spark. And let's see. That Brainstorm thingy is also a Spark consumer, so the efficient rune would be pretty good at this point, actually. So let's delete it for later. Gotta increase my dexterity first, you know. Also, looks like I need to spend my stuff a little bit more. So you see the upgrade there, the study, really did do a lot for me. My knowledge capacity is a lot huger now. So expanding intellect. Oh yeah, I want that. Even more passive knowledge generation. What's not to love about that? So that doubled it. Wow. Okay, that's a lot. Nice. So also augment table is unlockable. That's also going to be a very huge step forward, because that'll mean that I'm able to slap 2 runes or 2 augments on one spell. That's actually quite a big thing. So, well, aptitude buffs resilience. I like that. I like how that's working on together. So, 1 more point of dexterity. So, what's going to be my next research? Magnified. More power and less casting speed. Arcane spells. Nature research. Artificer. More craftsmanship effect. Requires 250 wood though. Expansion requires 400 space. Let's go for that next. I like this. So there we are. So let's notch up the physical space thing a little bit more. What's their muscle memory? Oh yeah, memory will then also increase my skill capacity. Pretty neat. Okay. So 300 wood. I want to unlock these. I have a vague memory that it might be not too useful for me yet, but I want to try it out. Meanwhile, waiting for the 800 space to be cranked out for the augment table upgrade. It's a bit of a problem because the Conjure Wood spell is constantly draining my space, but... So, the Casting Resonator and the Carpentry Station. So the Casting Resonator is really cool because it Yeah, mana quality. Reduces mana costs. Whenever something has the trait quality in this game, it means that it reduces the costs of something. And the carpentry station, well, it is even more crafting power. And building resource quality means that all these costs are also going down. It should be even lowering these costs then, which is new to me. Well, whatever, we're going to see. So, time for studying soon again. Sadly, I don't have any passive wood income as of yet. This will take a pretty darn long time until I get there again. So, augment table, hell yeah. So I can now set up my entire spellbook a little bit differently. So let's see, I am able to put up... Oh, not too much because I don't have too many extra glyphs that I actually would want to use, but I am also now proud owner of another spell slot. Isn't it nice? So we are now, what are we going to do with that? Divining spell power, brainstorm, already got conjure space, construct, not a big fan, crackling creation. So yeah, storm charm spell, why not? That sounds like a nice thing. So there I get more out of my spells. I mean, why not? It's better than nothing. Surely we'll find some other use for that slot sooner or later, but for the time being, it's a pretty nifty thing. So, workshop-wise, where to next? Well, more paper, more books, more everything, more automatic tomes. So probably would want to, let's see, Augmeth Stone. Yeah, this is something that increases the power of these thingies here. But yeah, okay, for Cloak I'll be needing much more skill. Cloak is pretty awesome. Mana per second and mana quality is alone really powerful. But, well, it's going to be a damn long way until I'm there. But that's okay. So, let's go for that level up in expansion. Luckily, you don't need to have all those resources at the same time, so... Expert expansion researched. Wonderful. So, what kind of new spell do we have? Static field. Casting spells while this is active will generate spark. Okay. Well, only so much a fan of that, but oh, this is also a conjure spell. Let's see, how far do we get? 600 there. Okay. Almost got the level up on the dexterity spell. And of the dexterity skill to learn the efficient rune. can do it. Okay. Paper does come together a lot faster now, that's for sure. Also, the creation of Balmic Scrolls is not that much of a terribly hard ordeal anymore. You really notice it the further you go down the road. That things grow easier and easier. All those things that once were super hard to achieve grow easier and easier. Okay, time for another automagic tome, or do we go for the Thalmic already? No. I want more passive increase of thaumaturgy for real. And at the same time, let's work on the wood generation there. So some extra craftsmanship skill there. And I could create some wizard bark. Let's see, how much wizard bark for a carpentry station? 2. Well, I'd need to do that twice, but actually wizard bark is a pretty grateful material. It only needs a buttload of wood and some spark, which I happen to generate passively. So that ain't that much of a big deal. So, expert artificer would be more craftsmanship effect, or expert nature. Let's see, what does require less wood? The nature expert, so let's go for that first. But let's see, the conjure wood spell, we're definitely gonna upgrade that. And this one can be upgraded as well, but I don't want to right now, that badly at least. Or do I? Well, it's affordable after all. Oh yeah. I mean, that was a crit, but it is recognizable that we do gain more and more out of these spells. The mana amounts are growing pretty scarily though. But whatever, let's for now upgrade that spell. Let's see, 8,000 mana. Well, we have to do somehow. Oh, I'm overcapped with thaumaturgy. Okay. More wizard bark, and then gonna bake up some carpentry station there. I really feel like I want to create a couple more of these now. So more resilience for the orb. Some more rest ranks. These are better than they look as well. Don't need comprehension that badly. An urn of expansion though, that's a good idea. Some more passive gain of that sure sounds useful as well. Alrighty, so let's check it out. I'm at 1.85, and this is 16% more each, and it also reduces the cost for the refining. I cannot remember this effect at all. Well, maybe the carpentry stations got buffed, and I didn't notice that. If so, it's a great buff. That's all I can say. So... I can remember that there was a nice spell also which allowed me to increase the crafting power, but we don't have access to that spell yet, obviously. But the carpentry stations do help us a lot as well, because we just get that much more out of our material with that. Also, ever increasing ranks of craftsmanship help as well, though. So... accelerate expansion. Hell yeah. So what do we have here? Nature expansion. Oh, a passive wood generation. I need expert nature. So badly. Let's go. This will be a massive step forward. So these will be the upgrades I've been waiting for. So, nature expansion is also very dirty cheap there, so look at that. 10.3... No, that's during the spell. Okay, that would have been a mighty income there. But nevertheless, I now have an income which I can casually dump into these materials. And that's a good thing. A very, 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 very good thing. Okay, so new spells available. Still Reflection, more conjure spell power, but much less mana regeneration, I see. And Hasten cooldowns. Here, Empowered Smithery, that's the spell I've been talking about. What's my favorite thing about this game? Well, it's the way how it captivates you. You start out with asking yourself, oh, what's that, and what's that, and what's that? And before you know what happened to you, you can't put it aside, and you just like, oh, if I do this, then I can unlock that. And if I work on that, then I can soon unlock this. And this really spirals out of control damn quickly in a good way. It's like the game looks a lot like an idle game, but it ain't. It's yeah, I don't know. That's that's one thing that doesn't stop fascinating me about Orb of Creation. It does look like an idle game, but it ain't an idle game. So I need more Conjure Spark uses, so that spell can be upgraded as well. And the other thing about it is that there are so many different ways how you can solve the game. Like there's a vastly different way of how you can tinker your spells for your run, and there's always something different. It's not how. Yeah, well, you see, right now there is already a nice amount of resources, but let me show you something here. Save slot 1. Later, it looks like this. So here you see that's me in a further stage of the game. We have all these resources here, then we have all these crafting resources here, and you get to balance out all of that. And when you reach that point of the game, nothing on this game is an idle game anymore. Nothing. You constantly tweak from one end to the other, and it's awesome. It's really, really awesome. That's I love it when a game comes along and gives you the feeling like, hey, I'm an idle game, and then you play it and you notice like, okay, that goes down a completely different way. I love surprises like these, and I think that's the big surprise quality of Creation. Yeah. Yeah, Kitten's game is also a good comparison. Yeah. Kitten's game is also full of surprises, if you mean that. Okay, I have finally access to crafting thaumic scrolls in a sufficient manner. That's awesome. So we can now swap over to create ourselves also some thaumic volumes to store our thaumaturgy. And on the other hand, though, oh, conjure wood has been upgraded again, or is upgradable again, I should rather say. I want some good old-fashioned scholars books here on the side as well, for some basic capacity increases. So, notes. Scholars Book Effect Plus and Thaumic Volume Effect Plus. So, Thaumic Synergy is one hell of a trait that we want to pick up. But first, let me upgrade this spell. Well, by now it's easy to conjure some wood. But if you have any other implications, I'll just gonna pretend as if I heard nothing. So let's create ourselves some more magic books. These increase mana regen and the like, and I really need to put my my knowledge somewhere. Oh dear. So expert artificer will be also a pretty big thing. Yeah, so sorcery is another trait where I can put some of that. But let's see, expert expansion and expert nature are the things I'm needing. Enchanted memory. Oh yeah, so that'll be a really, really good thing to learn. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help. I really need more knowledge capacity. This is right now holding me back very hard. Woodworking. Building resources gained. Interesting. Are these building resources?